And my wife said some of the things I said she would really like to share with other people. So we just made a video, some of the things that we were saying to one another. And so we just want to share with everybody, and we hope that everybody can be blessed by what we say and what we do. And we're madly in love with each other. She is the finest thing. I tell you, she is so fine and so beautiful. You all see that, don't you? Amen. Anyway, Tanya Brown is a genuinely beautiful person. She is a very, very supportive person. She's a kind person. She has been faithful down through the years. And as I was telling her this morning, I just told her that in private, but I don't care if anybody overhears it. Anyway, her intrinsic values, her intrinsic beauty is almost more than her outside, her beautiful, as beautiful as she is. So she is really a beautiful lady, and she's wonderful. And I was just telling her how that I have grown to love her with a mature love. There's a mature love that you can have for one another. A mature love, well, when you first start off, a lot of times you can look at a man can look at a lady and say, oh, she's pretty, oh, I would love to get to know her and whatever, you know what I mean? And then he loves her because, you know what I mean, he sees her, and then he begins to have emotional love for her, romantic love, because maybe she was attractive. And it's not always, the attraction is not always the looks, but sometimes just her way she do things, the way she walks, the way she talks, and so just little things about her that can make you love her like I did her. But then after a while, you begin to look at the things that she's done and how faithful she's been and how supportive she's been, and you look at how almost the whole world has changed. You've been married and your parents all gone, and the world has changed, neighborhoods have changed, things have changed, the world has changed, and it changed over time. And through all of those changes, she's still here. And so then you can love her for that. You can love her for being supportive. You can love her for being sweet. You can love her because she's your best friend. And I do love her for those things. But today I talked about another level of love. It's a level that you love them just because. You love them just. And so if those things, if beauty changes, or maybe her level of intelligence. What happens if your wife have a stroke or whatever? She can't talk like she used to talk, or whatever happens. Maybe she put on a few pounds or whatever. You get to the point where you get past that. You get past that level of love. When you get past the level of love to where with those surface things, those exterior things, beauty and stuff like that, if it happens, if there's an alteration in those things, there is a level of love that you can have that goes beyond that. And as I was telling her how I saw an article on the internet where a man, his wife had Alzheimer's, and he was doing everything for her. He was doing everything. And then they said, well, how do you think that, if she doesn't know you or whatever? He says, but I know her. I know her. It's not so much of who she knows, but it's who I know. I know her and I love her. And I was telling her also about Bishop George Stearns and how in Gary, Indiana, he's so committed to his wife. She is not able to do the things she used to do, get around. And he is just so committed to her. I think what the point was that I told her that I'm going to love her regardless to whatever it was, whatever problems it was. I told her, and she said, well, she actually was over at the church yesterday, and she said she was going to be over there. She's going to be praying, and she was telling me that, I let her tell you what she told me. She didn't want to be a problem, and I told her, hey, that's where my love really comes. You can't be no burden to me. You can't be too much trouble for me. You know, no, you can't. You know, and I was praying for her all night long. You know, just waiting to see her. Yeah. What was you saying?
Yeah, thank you so much to my husband and to all of you. I was so touched by the things that he said today. Just he says things all the time that we don't share with other people, of course, but I just felt led today to share those things because I have friends who have gone through divorces. I have friends who desire the love of their husbands, and I think that what my husband is doing and saying and experiencing is such an example, and it just blessed me so much. I was at the church, I was shutting in, I was over there praying, and you know, as you go through different challenges in life, and I said to him, I just stayed over at the church and prayed because, you know, I wanted to. I really, honestly, I just felt like I was praying at the church. I needed some things from God, but at the same time, I didn't want to come home at that moment because I was so burdened and so heavy that I really needed to empty myself before the Lord, and I didn't want to put that burden on him at the time. And so when I called him this morning, he said to me, he says, "You could never burden me. You could never burden me." He said, and that's what I'm here for. And then I had to write down some of the things that you said.
Yeah, I was saying, no, you can't burden me because your stresses or whatever you're going through. That's when my love gets turned on. You know, I have a love that is it works in difficult times and challenging times that you feel insecure, times that you've made a mistake, or times that you have maybe you feel like you're the most unlovable. That's when mine turns on. It turns on in times like that, and I don't care what's going on. You know, I mean, I love you in spite of. I love you just because of who you are. If you got a whole lot of money, I love you. I want to go with you. Let's go to Hawaii. If you got if you cook a great meal, hey, let's go to it. If you're beautiful like you are, I love you. I love you. And even if you don't have money and you don't feel like cooking and you don't go to Hawaii, and if you gain a pound or two, I still love you. It's unconditional. This kind of love that. And I'm past a lot of petty stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of times we have misunderstandings in life about different things, and the husband and wife kind of going back and forth. How this maybe sometimes about finances or whatever, about situations or whatever things that challenge them to maybe say, hey, I'm mad at this person, I don't like them. You know what I mean? Sometimes they may make you feel that way because of some men talk about maybe their wives not submitting to them. Some women talk about their husbands not paying attention to them, and maybe they do a business deal or something where they disagree, and it almost comes a problem in the marriage or whatever. Whatever these things that you go through and adjustments in life, you can get to the point where you can love above those things. You can love above those things.
Yes.
You know, I used to have concerns about different things and wonder, you know, am I doing this right or what? You know, am I macho man or what? You know, and sometimes the young men, they're trying to prove something, you know. But I'm past that. I told them I'm past that stuff. I don't love you because of. I told her, even if you make me mad, I love you past it. Yeah. Even if you do something I disagree with or it's not really my thing or whatever, I love you still. Even if you do something that you may have a different thought on something than I do, it ain't gonna kill our love. And I'm past that. I'm past having feelings based upon whether or not a person did something I liked or not. You know, because I don't really have to worry about it for more than one reason. Number one, I'm a mature past that. Number two, you always cover me and always trying to please me. So that makes it easy, you know. But you can get past this thing of, well, you know, and I think we need to all dress good and do well and try to look good. I don't love her because I don't like the way she looked today. I don't love her because, you know what I mean, I see she gained a pound here. I don't love her because, you know, that's petty love. That's petty stuff. The kind of love I'm talking about today is the love that's described by the Apostle Paul in Romans chapter 8, where he says, neither death, nor height, nor principality, nor powers, nor things present or things to come shall be able to separate me from the love of God. So that's the kind of love I have for her. I just can't see nothing coming to separate us. And I can't see her. I told her this morning, I said, even if you make me mad, I still love you.
Right, you told me.
I told her, you can't stop me from loving you. I might be mad, and that might be good for us to, fire. You know how we do. We get mad and then turn around, fire up, and come back, hug, and it'd be better when we get finished than we get started. So let's strike up an argument right now. But anyway, even if you do something I don't like, even if I disagree with something, even if I don't like something, it won't take my love from you. It won't. It won't. And because regardless of what you're going through, you got me. You got me, and I got you. When you had to go, and I understood all the things that were going on, and the things going on at the church, and all that, and you working late over there, and everything like that, I understood that. At the same time, I was trying to allow you the opportunity to take care of what you need to take care of, but I would have been most joyous had you came by, and when you went back up to the church, you know what I mean? It kind of reminded me of my little grandbaby when they asked my little grandbaby, where's your Aunt Nana at? That somebody asked her, and she was on the phone, and the little grandbaby said, at the church, praying. At the church, praying. Where's your Nana at? She at the church, praying. Like, what's she doing at the church praying? In other words, if somebody asked me last night where you were, I would say, at the church, praying. But anyway, whatever you want to do, I want you to do that. But at the same time, I was joyous when you came by, and then when you could have stayed a little longer, I was joyous. But while you were away, I was praying for you all while you was gone. I said, Lord, I said, this is all I got. She's all I got. And I'm all she's got. I said, Lord, don't let her be hurt. She was burdened with. She had been through a whole lot this week, and she was burdened. And I was just really, 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 really concerned. So I was off and on praying. Oh Lord, Jesus bless her. I said, she's all I got. She said, and I'm all she's got. Lord, let nothing hurt her. Let nothing bring her down. Lord, please. I said, she is the finest lady. I said, she is so wonderful, Lord. She's been so. I said, Lord, I said, take care of her. And then I told my wife this, because here recently, in maybe last year or so, what I've been telling her is the things that come to my mind when she's not around, to help her to see and help me to verify that those things are really deeply in my heart. Like the other day, I was over at the gym and I was working out and everything, and we had been together all week, last week, not this past week, but the last week when the weather was so cold, and we was together. Oh man, all week. It was so wonderful. It was really wonderful to be together like that. We had went to a little resort place, and it was so beautiful to be together. And said, we're not coming out until the weather get right. And we didn't either. But once we got out and we went, and she went to her place, her gym, and I went to mine. And while I was at it, I said to myself, I said, that woman is so fine. I just thank God for her. I'm so glad to have her. I said, if I wasn't married to her, I would propose to her today. And I did. I proposed to her, and she said yes. And she said yes. So, but anyway, the point being is that you can have a love for one another that is past the petty, elementary kind of love. You get past those things. And so anyway, I was praying for her, and she called me from the church, and she said, I just want to touch base with you. And I was already very emotional towards her, and I was very concerned about her. How in the world are you going to come in here walk out here and I don't know that you have a burden, your heart is burdened, and you're concerned. I mean, what would I be like if I had went on and played a video game or something and acted like I didn't even notice it? But when you picked up the phone, I was already into it. I was already into the concern for you. Like I said, I was praying for you off and on, constantly. And you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing to. I mean, what would I be like if you had a problem and I dumped you when you had your problem? I don't want you to have a problem. I don't want you to have no problem that me and God can't fix. And you don't have to worry about, listen, all these people who go against you and try to hurt you and all that kind of stuff, forget about them. You got me and God. You got me and God. And I ain't going to ever leave you. I'll say, like I've been telling the people on the TV show, use the word, men, use your words to build your wife up. So I'm going to use the word this morning. I will never leave you nor forsake you. My love for you is unending, and I just love you dearly. I'm so glad to have you. I'm just as happy like a bee. I'm just jumping around like a kid, a teenage kid who just got a new girlfriend. You're the finest thing and the greatest thing in my life. Between you and the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ and being saved, that's all. That's what I live for. That's what I live for. You know, and I'm so glad God has blessed you to be here and to be in my life. And I'm so glad about it. I'm so glad about it. There's a whole lot of good things about you. Whole lot of good things about you. I sometimes don't know which one I like the most. Your beauty, or your intrinsic values, your faithfulness, your loyalty to me, your longevity, how long you've been with me. I don't know which one. You know, and I don't care what the world say. This is one of the best people, one of God's greatest servants. Sincere. She's sincere. She's gifted. She's really saved. Full of wisdom, full of concern. She's about the greatest lady on this earth. She's such a precious person. You know, and God is going to have a lot of people love you, and a lot of people do love you. And I am just ecstatic to, whenever I get a phone call from her or whenever we're away or whatever, I'm ecstatic, and I'm just so happy. It's something to live for. Mm-hmm. Something to live for.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You're welcome.
Nothing left for me to say.
Huh?
There's nothing really left for me to say.
Oh, okay.
But
okay.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate your consistency and your faithfulness and your love and your tenderness and understanding. And we've been through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We've been through a lot together, and you've always been there. You've always been there, and I appreciate what God is doing in our marriage and in our lives, and just the things that you say have helped me so much, and have proven those things, you know, and I think you said everything I was going to say anyway.
Well, anyway, you can share that with the world, because that's the way it is. That's the way it is. I'm just so thankful. And I think also, too, that it's an important thing for people to realize when they have a blessed marriage, a divine marriage, a divine marriage relationship. That's what I'm teaching on, preaching on a telecast, comes on 8 o'clock Eastern Time on Saturday mornings on Now Network, the divine marriage relationship. And when you have a divine marriage relationship that's flavored by God, I'm trying to encourage everybody to take advantage of the time and opportunity that you have with one another, mates. People are dying every day. And so take advantage of the time. Take advantage of the times. And I'm going to do it every day. Every day I'm going to be doing something because I don't know how many days I got. I tell her I love her every day. You know what I mean? That's what I do.
I love you too.
Oh yeah, every day. Every day, all the way. My buddy and my friend. I tell you, I love hanging out with her. She wanted to show me some pictures. Now, I'm getting a little more mature. I want to be honest with you on that. I didn't always do things this carefully, but I'm getting more and more careful and more trying to harness the time and the events. So she wanted to show me pictures last night. I said, hey, nothing more important than looking at them pictures with you. I can get a kick out. That's on my agenda today. Some people may be going on the way to jail today, or going out somewhere to pay a utility bill or whatever, or I got to go to work at a place where they really don't like it. But on my agenda today is being able to be with Tanya Brown, my wife, and I'm going to get a chance to sit down and look at pictures with her. Might eat a little popcorn, do a little talking and stuff like that. And now I'm gonna say something. I know that part of the world is gonna go out all over the world that Bishop John Brown has backslid. Way back in the way days, years and years ago, back in history. So maybe back in the 30s or 40s, and maybe not the 30s, but the 20s. The people, the saints, didn't believe in baseball. They didn't believe in sports. And one day, Bishop G.T. Haywood, who was the original bishop of the PFW, was walking past these kids who were out playing ball, and the ball ran past, rolled down to where Bishop Haywood was. He picked the ball up and threw it back to the kids. It went all over the PFW. Bishop Haywood has backslidden because he threw that ball. But you're probably going to say I'm a backslide by what I told my wife yesterday. I said, what you can do in the privacy of your home, or maybe if you go to a hotel or wherever, in the privacy of your home, is the only way I'm going to talk about now. Maybe you need to maybe exercise together and maybe get a good, clean dance you guys can do together, you husband and wife. I told her, said, you get a husband and wife can dance. You can slow dance together, you do whatever. So in other words, I hope I'm not seen as backsliding, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But I was telling her yesterday, I said, we ought to dance together. And if you think that it'd be too offensive for you to do it in public, with being a minister or church people, then do it in private. Dance together, light candles, do some fun things. And God bless you all for listening.
God bless you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.